Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And there's a lot of news happening. There's a lot of it about, baby. There's a lot of news happening. Well, actually, you know, it's coming in. It came in dribs and drabs. I've been meaning to make this video for a few days, but I said to myself, Tzvi, wait till Friday. Wait till Friday morning, because I'm a bit under the gun today. It's Hanukkah. Wearing this festive hat, I got the Hanukkah lights out. Yeah, maybe you didn't know it's Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah, and it's also Sabbath, and it's also the Jewish new month, which is like a mini New Year. This all starting around 4 o'clock, 4:30 today. So I'm gonna be done with everything and offline, like just done with everything. Very stressful. So there you go. So, but I like to try and get these videos done in advance. Maybe if I can get them done on Thursday. Fan-frickin-tastic. I'm very happy. But I said to myself, Tzvi, no, wait, and you shall be rewarded with some new news. And I am indeed. There's new news. There's actually quite a lot that happened. New Doctor rumours. There's Big Finish actors say the darndest things. Yes, we're going to be doing that. Oh, man. Did he have his ass handed to him? And quite rightly too. We're going to go over that. We're going over the ratings. Then we're going to go over news. There's a lot to talk about. Fine. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Thank you very much. I like to be liked. Thank you very much. Can you hit the share button? Yeah, I find it amazing. There are people in the world who don't know my every whim and desire and thought. So hit the share button. Let's see if we can reduce that area of darkness in the world. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe is fan-frickin-tastic. I do like people hitting the subscribe button a lot, right? I like it a ridiculous amount. So like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. I haven't even looked at my comments from today. Oh my God. I bet I got a gazillion. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Listen, I sounded like I was a bit burdened there. I'm not. You know, if you comment, if you go the trouble comment, I will reply. So, you know, but I take it seriously because, you know, listen, I think, you know, it's easy to watch a minute of a video and go, oh, that's interesting. But if you're engaged enough to get in the conversation, I should do the same, really, shouldn't I? I mean, I guess the way I look at it. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, and let's get to the news. Let's start off with this Big Finish story. So this is over here. So this is young Elliot Chapman, not the brightest bulb in the batch. Let's go back. So this is a tweet from a few days ago, right? So he's a guy who's taken over the role as of was it not Ben, right? Ben and Polly. I only remember Polly. Ben and Polly, right? Taking the role of Ben. Listen, Elliot, that's not one that's hard to recast, okay? Last time anybody saw it was what? Over 50 years ago. Like, it's not, most of the episodes are long. It's not a hard one to recast. You just need a London accent and say Duchess. Oh, go blimey, Duchess. Oh no, here come the Daleks. You know, it's not hard, okay? You're not unreplaceable. Peter Purvis, however, is, right? Peter Purvis is a treasured part of many generations, more than one year. He was in Doctor Who. I didn't know he was in Doctor Who, right? Until well, I did. I did for the last like 35 years, but the first 15, I was a bit. I was in the dark about it. But I didn't know. I knew him from Blue Peter, right? With those wonderful flares. Him and John Noakes and Leslie Judd. Was it? So young, masturbatory material, Leslie Judd. Okay, pre that. I kind of worked it out by, what's her name, Janet Ellis. I was like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do with that. Okay, fine. But Leslie Judd, no, I had no idea. But he does hold a very treasured part, a place in many people's hearts. And also, listen, I'm older. It took me a long time. It took me coming up to 50 years before I realised that people who are older than me know more than me, and I should respect them, right? Even if they're wrong about stuff. Generally speaking, you should treat your elders with respect. Chapman treats nobody with respect because he's part of that idiot generation that have been brought up on participation trophies, cannot conscience the idea of being wrong about anything ever. So he got into a spat about vaccine things, and I think it's like this. It's not the vaccine that people are upset about. Vaccines are vaccines, right? It's a little bit new, little bit fresh out the gate. I'm triple vax, right? I'll take another one. I don't give a shit, right? Listen, I'm quite up to for putting experimental drugs in my body, right? No, normally that gets the thumbs up from me, but so I think it'd be a bit weird to be po-faced around. But I understand people not being, especially if you're not like a fat old slob like me and you're not a high risk category. I totally get it, right? I imagine Peter Purvis, even though he's in his 80s, probably in better condition than me, right? Probably better, certainly knows more about life than me. But anyway, I don't think it's that. I think it's mandating it is a problem. Now, here in Israel, we have this thing called a green pass. I have no problem with it because green pass is you get your green pass if you've been vaccinated or if you've been tested. And I'm not sure how long it lasts if you've been tested and you're not vaccinated, but also if you have natural immunity, they take that into account. So it seems to be like a practical solution to the problem that we're doing. In America, and I don't know what's like in England, they don't accept natural immunity, and they're not factoring it in at all, which is really weird, right? Really weird. I heard Rand Paul on the Crowder talking about it. He says, listen, they bought all the vaccine, right? They bought all the vaccine, and now they've got a massive stockpile of it, and I think they just want to get rid of it because they feel kind of stupid. That's how government works, by the way. You see that, like, you think the DMV is different from the rest of it? No, that is how government works. So that seems credible to me. And then he'll say, oh yeah, now they got the Delta variant vaccine ready to go. It's like the cold the flu vaccine. We come out with a new one every year. It's just ready to go, but they want to get rid of this crap first. But that's not really the issue. The issue is this. And I really agree with this strongly. I think it's conditioning people for conformity. And we see it in Australia. They're about 10 years ahead of this conditioning for conformity, and they've lost all their freedoms, right? They actually have the police chasing people, driving them in army trucks to camps where they can't leave, and if they do leave, they get hunted down like dogs, although do dogs get hunted down? I don't know. You hunt down with dogs, but not like dogs. Anyway, whatever, I digress. So, I think it's the conditioning people for conformity, which is I think what people find most disturbing. Now, people like Chapman love being told what to do because he's a I've never met him. My impression of him is a spineless little turd who's never done anything with life and is unable to function and likes to be babied and told what to do. That's what most socialists in my mind really like. They just they want to be looked after. We got this idea of slavery in Judaism and tradition. We don't anymore, but not for the last couple of thousand years. But slavery in the Jewish model was basically indentured servitude. It's what most people do who have jobs and career. It has the same kind of and you have lots of rights. It's not like roots, okay? You had if you only have one pillow, you got to give it to the slave, okay? There's a whole charter of rights people have because they're human freaking beings, right? But you can choose to become a slave. It's kind of looked down on. If you don't want it, when a slave, you only get to be a slave for 7 years or something along and that's for again. This is a financial financial arrangement much more than anything else. But at the end of the time of you being a slave, you can say, listen, I don't want to leave. Right? I don't want to look after myself. I would rather be a slave. So then if you want to keep being a slave, they give you this big earring, boom, to mark you as a loser, essentially, who doesn't want to look after yourself, right? It doesn't want to work for yourself. And I think that's exactly who Chris Chapman is. So when he hears the government tell him to do something, he gets mad at people going, no! And that's exactly what happened here. So he did this quote. God, it's so disgusting. And then what's not, because he's deleted this now, so it's not around anymore. But you should have seen the sycophantic losers around again. Oh, you're so stunning and brave, Elliot. Oh, you're so stunning and brave. I wish I screenshotted it. It really was disgusting. So anyway, this is what he originally wrote. Peter Purvis giving me my marching orders in a private message. Okay, stop. That you saying private message right there means everything you're saying is completely invalid. invalid and irrelevant. Like, it's a private message. Well, did you not work out what private? But this entitled piece of human excrement doesn't. I feel bad, so I'm gonna tell everybody. Anyway, reject your pro-mask, pro-vax stance, or I'll block you. I don't believe in a million bloody years that's what happened. Right now they got the Jesse Smollett trial, the Juicy Smollett trial going on, right? Which is when in the middle of Chicago, a very liberal city, he said at 2 a.m. he was attacked by Trump supporters who put a noose around his neck and said, "This is America country, son." The only problem was he was lying out of his ass. Now he's on trial now and he's going to go to jail. Will he get jail time? He should do. He bloody should do. But it's like, but the thing is, he made up that story because he felt like it was real to him. So, same thing with Chapman here. He feels this to happen because he's a turd, right? An absolute turd. So he thinks it's real. So then he says in, Coriolanus voice. Who's Coriolanus? Who is Coriolanus voice? No, Stephen Taylor, I block you. God. You're just a baby having a hissy fit over your elder. I'm like, who was he? 50 years older than you? Minimally, probably. I will add emphatically my main words to describe the position are pro-vax and pro-mask. It's what the government tells me and tell me what to do because I'm a loser. They have not been used by anybody else to describe me. I have not quote. Oh, he's saying he's not that. He's not quoting me here. They have. I have summed up a longer critique of my views that appeared in direct messaging. Leave it. Like, why is this public? You low life piece of human filth. So I get a feeling Big Finish are feeling a little bit scared. Have you seen the new Peloton set? They're like, we'll give you anything. We will give you absolutely. Please buy this. Nah. Nah. It's very, very clearly a platform for political messaging. Yeah, and which is a real shame. I would have loved classic Big Finish to do a Peloton. Sorry, it's got David Troughton in it playing King Peloton. But wouldn't it be great if they did like a Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy release? They did that with Flip Flop. Was it Flip Flop? No. They did one. I can't remember. It was one with the Ford where you had Sylvester McCoy in 2 episodes, Colin Baker in 2 episodes. But imagine, like, as Colin Baker's doctor, one episode he goes to Peloton, and then he goes back the next episode. Then the 3rd episode, Sylvester McCoy, he's regenerated, and so you just get to see it over like a 30-year period, right? That would be interesting. When Big Finish were more about telling stories, but I think they got the message. I do think they got the message. So they put in Paul McGann, they put in Colin Baker, they put in River Song, they have Ice Warriors, they have everything in there. Like, please, no, I'm not buying it. Leave me alone. You've burnt me too many times before. Give me an episode for free. I'll evaluate if it's woke as crap, and then I will decide if I. But anyway, I think he might have been told, like, what the hell? These are our customers. And what really needs to happen is if you work professionally for a company, you need to have a social media policy for that company saying, if you insult our customers, you represent us and you cannot insult our customers as one of our employees, right? That would go a long way, wouldn't it? But no, and they should really release that. You know how they virtue signaled about, look at us trying to hire women to write Doctor Who because women are people too and we believe it because we're so... We all think women are people too, mate. Anyway, so it didn't go down. So then the next day this came out. Right, folks, in the spirit of good relations and transparency, we don't want to be transparent with you little prick. I have a communication from Peter Purvis, and I accept his initial private message was not intended as a threat. What kind of threat? He's an 80-year-old man, you... God, what a pussy. Oh, I think I've said it many times. It's like we're living in Invasion of the Pussies. Oh, and it wasn't a threat. It wasn't intended. Not aggressive. Yeah. What was really happening is you're an annoying piece of crap, right? You're an annoying, whingy piece of crap who spends his entire time obsessing about Twitter and politics. Yeah, was it your boy Zach had made a very good point that the demographic for comic books, and he makes the same argument for Star Trek Discovery. I think for Doctor Who as well. I think this one used to be everyone, young men, boys, and then girls who liked it too, right? It used to be like 70% boys, 30% girls. Rusty Davis ain't really evened up that balance. I don't think David Tennant or Matt Smith or even Capaldi hurt, being somewhat dishy, right? Hurt that balance at all. But now, so it used to be everybody, right? And so it did a lot better. Now the demographic seems to be, and it's really true, right? Autistic women who are terrified, right? Who just want a safe space, especially Discovery. They just they want like Grey's Anatomy in space without all that confusing medicine. They just want hugging and crying and positive reinforcement and any white man to be a villain, right? Or a loving father. One of the two, right? And that they just want the world because they're autistic white women. That's what it's made for. So yeah, I guess that's will be Elliot Chapman. I will clarify what I specifically wish me to inform. Okay, I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't give a shit. Then we have Problem Being, who's great on Twitter. He's fantastic on Twitter. Says to Peter Berber, so sorry to hear about you harassed by the worst elements of fandom. They're not worst elements of fandom. They're the worst elements of the world. They're the worst of humanity. Chris Chapman is one of the worst elements of humanity, and I put Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who right there with them, right? That's why I don't really feel it's Doctor Who. They form a Stasi, they dogpiled him. And they say, thank you, folks. I can fight my own battles. Yes, because you're a grown-up. You're a real bloody man. This was a private spat which unfortunately became public. Yes, because you're dealing with it in a grown-up way. You know who isn't dealing with things in a grown-up way? More Jodie Whittaker fans. They remember when they told you that ratings were really matched? You know when they told you that? When the ratings were... can you see that little... Yeah. When the ratings were way up there at the beginning, right? You know, right after that first rating came out. And this is what they do all the time, these people. They claim victory the first minute without waiting to see if they won or not, right? They instantly claim victory. And she went on TV, went on David Tennant's podcast the next day saying, I didn't break it. Look at this chart, darling. You broke it, okay? This is what complete failure looks like. This is not successful, right? This is not success. But let's zoom in a little bit more into this. That's her entire run. This is seasons 12 and 13, but this is season 13. So over here we have several lines. I'm going to talk you through it. These are my the actual ratings and my my predicted ratings. So you can see my predictions have changed over time because more data has come in. So we see now Village of the Angels rallied, right? Village of the Angels had rallied to become the lowest rated episode of Doctor Who in this revived in like decades. Because I think the week before was very, very poor. Was it Once Upon a Time? People didn't like it much, so it reflected poorly on the following week's rating. They got a 3.55, I think. No, 3.45. It was a low overnight. It was a very low overnight. But then the catch up was more than it. The catch up increased to 1 million, where it was at 800,000 the week before. And the following episode, Survivors of the Flux, benefited massively from Village of the Angels being a more popular episode. The reason it was more popular, I think, is because what this series of Doctor Who is a conjuring trick to make you think like you've seen a TV show. And in all fairness, Conan Doyle did the same thing. He did a conjuring trick to make you think that you've read a story where basically you just it was a bunch of encounters. Yeah, that's what the Sherlock Holmes stories were. Just a bunch of encounters. It wasn't really a beginning, middle, and end. But here it's just a bit more stupid and egregious. So, but anyway, my initial rating based on that first 2 weeks figures is the pink line, where it's going down, where it's going to end up at 323, right, which was very low. Then after a couple of weeks of data, this was by the 23rd of I started using the green line, and they arrested that decline. A good 7%, I think. They were doing well. Why? Because Flux was doing better than it ever done before. They much less Jodie Whittaker, much less preaching, right? Really, really resonates with the public when you don't have so much of your main character in it. That's not a great sign that you're doing well, right? That's not a great sign. But anyway, because it like felt like people were entertained, they got a bump. They didn't get a decline. They got a bump. They went up to 3.8, I think. So I got my new predictions are in blue, and I think next week, even though Survivors of Flux was not a popular episode, they will probably get between 800,000 to a million increase with the consolidated figures, bringing up to 4.8. However, I do think the effect of Survivors of Flux being not very popular, I don't think people liked it. And we saw what happened after here, and we can see it much more clearly here. We can see exactly what happened after was it the Timeless Children, the Ascension of the Cybermen, Timeless Children. That's when it really it dipped again. So I think whenever you go back there, you see the significant dip. So I am predicting the final rating for episode 6 of the Flux, the Vanquishers, to be at 4.1, which means I think I'm hoping the overnight will get under 3.1, right? Because then it's less than McCoy's lowest overnight, which is Battlefield Episode 1, and I'm claiming victory on that one. Really? I mean, honestly, you won't tell me that nobody recorded anything on videotapes in '89? Yes, we did. I lived there. We all time shifted, you idiots. What happened? And also the you take into account the demographics of the country. It was a much bigger country. There's more people. You would have had more viewers, and the time slot and the promotion. It's like I would love to see how Jodie Whittaker would have done on a Saturday night Capaldi time slot in more towards the summer. Like I would love to have seen that. Not so well. So let's move over to the other news here. So here's a bit of big news. Sony officially acquires Doctor Who Series 14 producer Bad Wolf. So this essentially means that BBC can no longer sell Doctor Who to HBO Max. Why? Because Sony owns HBO Max as well. So they've lost $40 million of revenue. I reckon Rusty Davies is being paid very well if they make it successful. And that's the key to everything, right? Because right now they managed to... The reason Star Trek is still going, the reason Star Wars is still going, isn't because they're successful. It's because they were successful, and it's a hope that one day they will regain that future. It's futures, essentially. It's like stocks and bonds, but it's futures. And they are gambling on that in the future it will be successful. But if they actually do it, they make it popular, then it stands to make a lot of money. I mean, that is in the big boy field of money right now. So the production company will team up Rusty Davies for the 6th anniversary. This gives them like insane levels of control. Doctor Who, Sony Pictures has officially bought Bad Wolf. The company is set to produce Doctor Who Series 14. And I think this deal was pretty much in place before we heard about Rusty Davies, right? I think Rusty Davies coming back was an integral part of this deal. And I was going to guess Tim Divvy. Tim Divvy is the architect behind this, because it seems to be he's hasn't done well against fighting the BBC. I think he's given up fighting the BBC to make it popular. I think he's basically just culling it and abandoning ship. Rusty Davies was joining the showrunner in the 60th year, enlisting the help of Bad Wolf to produce the next season to set it on BBC One in 2023 with a brand new Doctor. The company was co-founded by BBC producer Julie Gardner and Jan Tratter back in 2015. It's a classy production. That's really, you can always tell a Bad Wolf production. They are relatively good. I haven't really liked his Dark Materials, but I like the professionalism of them. I like the feel of them. They seem to be well done. So what is this new Doctor Who going to look like that we keep talking about? It seems to be it's going to be a shared universe, and I would be surprised if they're not making it intentionally for new media, right? Yeah, I understand that Loki and Hawkeye get 100 million viewers on Disney Plus, right? I do understand that, which actually is kind of low, and Doctor Who's getting 3 or 4 million, right? So you're going to go, well, obviously we want to do give up the streaming nonsense to go. Well, honestly, you have to decide which nonsense you want to back. Like, is nobody watching Doctor Who now? Are the viewing figures half or lower than half than what they used to be because of streaming services? Or are streaming services irrelevant? Like, which one do you want? Pick or choose. Sony Pictures share a vision of the company moving forward. This is corporate bollocks, blah, 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 blah. With Sony taking over the indie company, signing a £60 million deal. Sick that. Yeah, and a chunk of that is being backed up in a truck to RTD right now. Ooh, yeah, being backed. Yes, yeah. So they've done quite well. Fine. So what's this new series going to look like? Let's go back over to here. Hopefully not like that. So the Express is running with the story, and we've heard it before. I actually think it might have some legs, right? I got the same feeling about Omari Douglas as I did about David Tennant when Christopher Eccleston's season was running, right? I watched Casanova, which you haven't seen. It's excellent. It's really very good, which was a series made by Ross Lee Davies starring David Tennant. He made it right before Doctor Who. It seemed to be an audition for Doctor Who for David Tennant, and that's why I watched it. I bet that's what he's going to do. Omari Douglas, not a bad piece of casting. He's black. Okay, let's deal with the elephant in the room. He's black. Now, as you know, if you're not new to me, I'm very opposed to tokenism. Right, people being tokenized and cast by the skin color. That being said, look, everything's a balance, right? Everything is a balance. I do think it's weird. We're up to 60 years, 13 doctors, and no black people have played the Doctor. And I don't think it's racism. I honestly, the trick, it was really missed by John Nathan Turner. He should have cast a black Doctor instead of Colin Baker, and he would have done really well. That would have really revived the show. I think. I think it would have given a new life to it, right? Because it's and that was really the time to do it. See, here's the incredible thing. Here around 2021, screaming about. I mean, oh God, I watched Survivor last night. I finished my live stream. I watched Survivor. There was a 10-minute bit in it when Tribal Council talking about. They must have filmed it right in the middle of the Black Lives Matter riots last year. And I'm just watching. They very consciously had half the cast be black, which whatever. I mean, it's not demographically accurate, but fine. That's not going to piss me off. But you get to hear the insanity of everybody who's bought into this nonsense that they live in a racist world. You don't. Okay, think back to 2015. Do you remember Barack Obama? It's not. And England isn't racist. We are not racist. The only racism I've really seen in England that really is racist, the biggest racism, is the anti-Semitism coming out of Labour Party under Jeremy Corbyn, right? And the insane anti-Semitism when they said, no, that's not anti-Semitism. You're just a bigot. I'm like, what? Isn't that more anti-Semitic? No, apparently not. Anyway, so but that being said, yeah, listen, I thought Pastor Joseph was a lock to get the 11th Doctor, the 11th Doctor role. I thought it really did. And then Matt Smith came, but he was the right choice, right? So I'm hoping putting restrictions on you before you isn't going to cripple it, right? I think Rusty Davis probably has the skill to pull it off. But Doctor Who fans have been speculating about which actor will be placing Jodie Whittaker as the next Time Lord, and the bookers have a clear favourite. It's the America, and I don't think they're crazy with this, right? So it's the Sin star Ollie Alexander, who was very, very heavily touted for it, has recommended him. It's the Sin star Omari Douglas is a favourite with the bookmaker Coral, the next Doctor, following an array of support. And we worked with the show's screenwriter, Rusty Davis, which is key. And we're in an environment where, see, here's what I think Rusty Davis wants to do. I think he wants to make a very popular show that has a lot of these woke elements that Christian will try to do. But I think he wants to do it and still be popular, right? So I can see as Omari Douglas, I mean, I don't know about, much about him. I've seen him play a very gay character in It's a Sin. So is he very prominently gay? I don't know. Looks like he could be. I look like, but also I think he's an actor, man. I think he could. Look, let me zoom in. See, this is something I would be kind of excited about as a Doctor. Well, I'd really be excited about would be Patrick Troughton's grandson from the Harry Potter movies. He's a real interesting look. But listen, I do hear it. I do hear it. At this point, it's getting a bit weird, right? And at the same time, I don't think we live in a racist world. I do not. I think the entertainment isn't quite racist. Yeah, look, I'm looking at him. I think he could be an interesting choice. And I like Rusty Davis, so I think I don't think it's a bad idea. Is the bottom line. Fine. So where are we going to next? Let's have a look. Let's look at the silly season, right? Silly season. Doctor Who theory, Grand Serpent is secretly a fifth Doctor villain. Now, I thought of this of Karney Shomron, and I'm still upset that he wasn't the Mara. Like, Karney Shomron was from the Davros' servant, who guy made out of snakes. Really cool. So this guy's got very serpentish. It seems to be a really dumb way of putting these things together. Well, let's read it and see what they say. Doctor Who, Flux, promised to have plenty of secrets from the Doctor's history, but one of the newest villains is secretly, but it's one of the newest villains a figure from her past. That doesn't strike me as anything like the Mara whatsoever. Again, Karney Shomron much more so than the Grand Serpent. Honestly, I always kind of got a feminine vibe off the Mara, right? I guess because it was, manifested through Tegan. But I always did kind of get this weird feminine vibe off the Mara. Although he's probably been one of the best aspects of the last episode. Anyway, what's his name? The Grand Serpent, played by. I guess we'll find his name in a second. Doctor Who Flux has introduced an enigmatic new villain who, for my money, just seems like the Master, right? And Sasha One seemed like the meddling monk. So I don't know what to tell you. None of the Grand Serpent, but the character may be hiding a secret classic Doctor Who villain. One of the most notable aspects of the season has been the revival of popular serialized Doctor Who format. It's really not, though. Right? It's okay. The reason you serialize something is because you have you have the beginning, middle, and end, right? That's why episode 3 was a bit wonky, because it's not the middle or not the end. I don't know. What's something in between. All the events don't really matter, and they're not really connected. It is mindless spectacle, right? And it really is mindless spectacle, and the spectacle is Arizona site. It's revival of the popular serialized Doctor Who format. One of the most famous during the show's original inception. However, if the origins of the Grand Serpent are as they seem, the structure may not be the only connected. Blimey, you being paid by the word, darling? What's up with this? Long running time. Just stop waffling. 6 episodes, yeah. Mysterious elements, Vinda, Space Fleet. Okay, fine. God. Based on the appearance of the powers of Grand Serpent, appears to be a new incarnation of 5th Doctor Mara. No. What? He lives in the dark places of the inside? No, he's snake-shaped a bit. That what? With so many aspects of Grand Serpent's motivation left a mystery. Okay, it makes sense that the series is heading for a last-minute reveal since the Chibnall's run had the surprise Master return. Chibnall may be digging further into the Doctor's part. Not learn. Master came before the Mara. Oh God, this is just painful. Now you're just hurting me with this. Firstly, in the classic Doctor Series 19 Kinder, The Mara was encountered on the dead planet Devaloka. The Mara is a gestalt entity of another planet that lives in the minds of the victims. That also manifests itself. Oh, right. Remember, you learned all that from Snake Dance. The Fifth Doctor would clash with the Mara yet again, season 20. Snake Dance in addition to a number of appearances in extended universe. These two encounters established the Fifth Doctor as one of Grace. Okay, fine. In addition to the obvious serpentine things, the Grand Serpent shares a number of similarities with Martha, with the Mara. What? Are you going to list them? In the revised series of Doctor Who, episode of the Flux, it's revealed the Grand Serpent is more than just a title. The snake-like creature projected from the villain's body. Yeah, we didn't see the Mara do anything like this. Is the same episode also showed a number of the Grand Serpent's underlings having snake tattoos. The Mara brand. Oh! Snake tattoo, right? Snake tattoo. That makes sense. That's basically it. The Mara capable of taking many forms. Blah, 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 blah. Just a bit desperate, isn't it? It's a bit desperate. Yeah. Flags itself to be inspired by the sit over there. Much of the Chibnall's vision doctrine seems to be modeled on the Fifth Doctor's team. Ooh. The Flux itself appears to be inspired by the Sixth Doctor's Tower of the Time Lord art. No! Well, the reveal may be surprising for some. The Grand Serpent turning into the Mara would fit perfectly into Doctor Who. In that it's shit, right? In that it's shit. Finally, we're not going to read this whole article. I think it goes on for way too long. Even Screen Rant has had enough. Rusty Davis, Doctor Who needs Rusty Davis more than ever. Yes, we can all agree on that. Doctor Who Flux enjoying more positive reception, but the weaknesses prove Rusty Davis is needed. Well, you know, how long is this? Are you going to torture me for too long? No. Okay. No. Oh, why can Rusty ever solve the Flux? Because he's a good writer. Oh, God, this is a lot of waffle. A lot of waffle to answer a simple question. How can he solve the Flux problems? By not being relentlessly shit. I think that might be the answer. No, really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not even bothering. Leave me alone. No, that's not happening. Fine. There you go. I think we can call that a news roundup. Join me Sunday night for my live recap of the final episode of Doctor Who Flux, final episode of Series 13, I guess, and then we're on to the specials. Only 3 more to go. I do a full recap. I tell you everything that happened. You do not have to watch this nonsense. I am here for you. I will take the bullet for you. This is what I do. All I ask in return, nothing. But if you want to do something nice, do something really super nice, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, comment, let me know what you think, and have yourselves a freaking awesome day!